There's always this hum in the air around draft time. Not excitement. Not exactly hope either. It's something heavier, like standing on the edge of a cliff, knowing you might find treasure below or fall flat. And the Miami Dolphins? They're standing right there again, staring down the draft board with half their picks hiding down in the shadows of the fifth round or worse. People forget what can come from down there. The ones everyone passed on. The names that were glossed over. The afterthoughts. But not Miami. Not always. Because sometimes a fifth-round pick doesn't just crack the lineup. He cracks the league in half. So let's talk about the ones who slipped through. The overlooked. The undervalued. The straight-up disrespected. The Dolphins' all-time draft steal defense isn't a list you read. It's one you feel. Doug Betters in the 6th round. Jason Taylor in the 3rd. One of them won Defensive Player of the Year. The other? Hall of Fame. Which is which? Doesn't even matter. Because by the time the offensive line figured out where the pressure was coming from, it was too late. Betters, man. 1983 was a storm. A full-blown nightmare for quarterbacks. And Taylor? That man didn't just play football. He chased it down like it owed him something. Then you've got Jeff Cross and Vern Den Herter. 9th rounders. That late. How many GMs turned off the lights before their names were called? Mistake. They made their mark anyway. Quietly, steadily, permanently. Bob Baumhauer in the 2nd round might seem high. But when a guy plugs the middle of the field like he's built from cement blocks, you take him. Twice if you can. And Paul Soliai. 4th round. Took a little time. But once he settled in, good luck running anything through him. Gutshow came in the 5th. T.J. Turner in the 3rd. Not headline makers. Not the kind that sell jerseys. But they did the job. And sometimes that's more valuable than flash. You won't find a goldmine of late-round DTs in this team's history. Not yet. But maybe next weekend. Maybe some kid from nowhere gets a call and turns it all upside down. Zach Thomas, 5th round, 1996. Every single team had at least 4 chances to grab him. Some had 5 or 6. And yet, he ends up here. Not just as the best 5th-round pick the Dolphins ever made, but one of the best, period. In the league. Ever. Brian Cox. Same round 5 years earlier. Same fire. Same chip on the shoulder. He didn't care what people thought. And it showed. Then there's Mike Collin. 12th round. You see that number? That's barely a draft pick. That's a why not. But he was there. Right in the middle of the field when the Dolphins were making Super Bowl history in the 70s. Not watching. Playing. Tall, brown, Van Ginkel, second-teamers, but not second-tier. They all had moments where it clicked, where the sideline lit up, where you saw it in their eyes. They knew what they had to do. You want value. J.B. Brown. Round 12. Not 2. 12. That's pick a name out of a hat territory. And he stuck. Played. Delivered. William Judson. Round 9. Turned into a starter. A reliable one. No drama. Just results. Curtis Johnson got picked in the 4th round, which today feels like the 2nd day of school. Still kind of early. But he made it count. And Sam Madison. Yeah. Maybe he went in the 2nd. But don't hold that against him. He played like a guy with something to prove anyway. All the time. Flip a coin between him, Certain, Howard. They're all part of that rare tier. Corners who made you hold your breath when the ball went their way. The kind you remember. Jake Scott. 7th round. You want to talk about a guy who knew where the ball was going before the quarterback did? That's Scott. He was the kind of player that made you wonder why he was even on the field with the others. Because it didn't feel fair. Reza Jones. 5th round. Decade-defining. Played with an edge. Like the world owed him something, and he was out there collecting. Dick Anderson. 3rd round. Pure production. If this list were about numbers, he's first team without question. But it's not. It's about what you did relative to where you were taken. And the 7th round hits different. Then there's Glenn Blackwood. Another 7th rounder. No flash. Just football. Exactly what a safety should be. You don't think punters matter until you've got a bad one. Then suddenly, it's all you think about. Brandon Fields? 7th round. Top of the list. Every punt had hang time like a prayer. Jason Sanders? Same round. Best season of kickers ever had for this team. 2020 wasn't kind to a lot of people, but Sanders? He was automatic. Reggie Roby and Pete Stoyanovich both came earlier, relatively speaking, but they carried their weight. Every time they stepped on the field, you felt a little less nervous. And that's rare.